Never heard of him.
See, me and Boots in the same game.
For real.
What happens when boxing's most composed, most respected champion finally snaps? Las Vegas Airport, where thousands pass through every day, just turned into a full-blown battleground as Terence "Bud" Crawford reportedly swung on rising star Jaron "Boots" Ennis in a shocking confrontation that got the entire boxing world talking. Security had to step in immediately, but the damage had been done. So let's break it all down. What really caused this brawl? According to multiple eyewitnesses, both Crawford and Boots happened to be at Las Vegas Airport, reportedly traveling for separate events. At first, it was calm until they locked eyes. You could feel the tension.
Things are being thrown. There's no room for this in the sport. There's no room for the Davis brothers to be in the building tonight. The police escorted them out. You saw
people around said Boots walked up first, trying to exchange words, maybe even poke the bear a little. Crawford, who's known for keeping it professional, didn't hold back this time. The two exchanged words, voices got loud, and before security could even react, Crawford swung. Boots didn't hit the floor, but the crowd lost it. Security rushed in, and both men were separated, and within minutes, the video started surfacing online. But this wasn't random. This didn't just happen out of nowhere, because this, right here, was years in the making. See, before you understand why Terence Crawford threw that punch, you gotta understand where he's at in his career. After destroying Errol Spence Jr. and humbling Canelo Alvarez, a guy no one thought could lose like that, Crawford officially cemented himself as the best boxer on the planet.
Terence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this four-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion 3 times over. 140 pounds, 147, now 168 pounds, claiming all the belts. You don't see people doing that very often. Going up against a guy who was perceived as being bigger and stronger, Crawford was strong. Crawford was strong enough to fend him off, strong enough to make him respect his own power. He used his jab, he used his distance. He had poise in the ring, he wasn't rattled. He backed up and moved when necessary and kept his different. He exchanged enough to gain respect when necessary. It was a brilliant, masterful fight on Terence Crawford's part.
People call him the pound-for-pound king, the face of boxing. But when you're at the top, everyone wants a piece of you. And that's where Jaron "Boots" Ennis comes in.
That's the fight that everybody wants to see.
Yeah.
I want to do it.
Do you respect him as like when he's like, I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so.
I understand it, but don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said they called and we said we never heard nothing else back about it. So
right.
I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing, but don't be kept.
Boots Ennis isn't just any young fighter. He's fast, explosive, defensive, and switch hits just like Crawford. He can fight orthodox, he can fight southpaw, and his ring IQ is way beyond his age. That's why so many pros, legends, commentators, even promoters have been saying the same thing for the past 2 years. Boots is the next Crawford.
Who they are cancel out each other as far as height. You know, they both switch hitters, lift, and everything. All of that cancels out each other. So they are literally the same people, pretty much. The only difference is Crawford done been in the big stage against big fighters so many times. And also, with age, he didn't beat up his body, so his age is actually good. He got the grown man strength. He not just grown man strength, but he built on top of that. Like, look at him at 135. He was a little scrawny dude. He wasn't a big dude. Now look at him. He ripped up everything. He's strong. So I feel like he got everything, all the experience, all the knowledge. So I got to go with Crawford.
Everything about him feels like Bud. But here's the thing, Crawford hates that comparison. He doesn't like being compared to anyone, let alone someone who's still on the come up.
He's not me.
Yeah.
You You know, as much as a lot of people, you know, say we have similarities and, you know, we switch a lot and we fight a lot. He's not me, you know, and I'm not him. So.
Yeah. Tim had said comparison that like he's like a Chrysler 300 and you're like a Bentley.
Yeah, like once again, like he's not me. You know, he's trying to get to where I'm at. You know, he's where he at, I'm where I'm at. You know, he got a long way to go.
He's been in this sport for years, done everything possible, became undisputed in 2 different weight divisions, beat everyone who doubted him, and even moved up to fight Canelo, the biggest name in the sport. So when he hears people say Boots is just like him, he and even his coach take that personally.
No, he don't bring nothing to the table. He got our leftovers. Why would Bud want to go backwards? Why would we want to go backwards? Bud looking for bigger and better fights. So where he can etch his name in the concrete forever. I don't know, because I really don't look at none of the welterweights since we did clear the division out. I'm done.
Now, here's where it gets interesting. Everyone's been calling for Crawford versus Boots. The fans, the pros, everyone. Even Eddie Hearn said this fight needs to happen.
You know, Terence is only going to fight Boots if there's loads of money on the line, because he knows how good Ennis is, and he's not going to fight anymore unless it's for a lot of money. So we have to do what we say. We have to prove the quality of Ennis, and he has to earn his shot against Crawford. But that is the fight that I look at in 9 to 12 months' time, 3 fights down the line. And I think US fight fans are going to be crying out for that fight. Like, you imagine if we beat Lima on Saturday, we beat Ortiz, you know, we beat Fundora or Mertzalayev or Zayas. Everyone will be calling for Ennis v Crawford.
I think a lot of fans are crying for that now.
They have been for years.
Yeah.
But the reality is we still need to, you know, it's not, I think everyone who, like I say, everybody that knows boxing.
Yeah, boxing fans.
One that knows how good Ennis is, go, me, what a fight. That is unbelievable. But still, you've got to educate people that Ennis is as good as I say he is, right? And you do that by beating the champion. So we've got work to do.
But Crawford, he's not feeling it. He said it himself. Fighting Boots does nothing for his legacy.
Now you got Boots Ennis in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented.
Yeah.
The eye test tells it all. You know, he's got the it, you know, but we haven't seen him against any elite fighter. We've never seen him tested. So until then, you know, we just going to keep saying, oh, Boots, 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 until he meet that fighter that's going to test him.
Is that a fight that you would be interested in?
Nah, it just don't make sense right now in my career. Like I said, like, especially money-wise. Don't nobody really know Boots, but I'm looking for bigger and better challenges like Canelo.
You're just looking for the big ones.
Yeah.
The big fish.
Yeah.
Fish fry.
That definitely. Definitely. Them the guys I'm looking for, you know.
Crawford's 36, at the top of the sport. Boots is 27, still proving himself. If Crawford fights Boots and wins, the world says he just beat a young fighter. But if Crawford loses, suddenly everything he's built for the last decade, the titles, the dominance, the legacy, it all gets questioned. So from Crawford's point of view, there's no real upside. He's the guy everyone's chasing, and that's exactly why he doesn't like this whole Boots is coming for him narrative.
Would you consider going back down to 154 and face Jaron as the guy who prepared Canelo Alvarez for this fight?
Nope. I ain't going down 154.
What makes this even more interesting is that Crawford has been here before. Before he fought Errol Spence Jr., before he fought Canelo Alvarez, there were guys avoiding him. Guys like Jaron Ennis, Fundora, they all looked the other way. They were saying they wanted Spence instead, but now that Crawford's the top guy, now they're chasing him.
Y'all went elsewhere. But now that y'all see I'm the ticket, now y'all like, oh yeah, we want to fight Terence Crawford. We want Terence Crawford. That's the narrative now. I'm done with 147. I ain't going back. I'm like, all right, I want to fight Fundora. He got 2 belts. I want to become undisputed at 154. That was my train of thought. But when he said he didn't want to fight me because I wasn't basically big enough, I looked at him like, huh? they want to fight Errol Spence because he's a bigger fighter.
But you knew what that was, though.
Yeah. It's cool. It's cool. I'm not tripping on that because now they begging for a fight. Now they want to fight me now. I don't sell, so there's no need for you to even mention my name no more. Don't say Terence Crawford.
Yeah.
You know, all these guys that see now, they say, oh, he's the ticket. Win, lose, or draw, he's the ticket. I'll fight Terence Crawford. Come on, man. Boots had a chance to fight me. Virgil Ortiz had an opportunity to fight me, you know, but now everybody, I'll fight Terence, or I'm this, I'm that. I'm like, okay, cool. When y'all had y'all opportunity, you know, y'all went elsewhere. But now that y'all see I'm the ticket, now y'all like, oh yeah, we want to fight Terence Crawford. We want Terence Crawford. That's the narrative now.
Now, everyone wants a piece of the man who beat Canelo Alvarez and made it look easy. So for Crawford, this whole situation feels like deja vu, except this time, he's the one with the power.
When I set my sights on doing something and I know what I'm capable of, it's not like a surprise to me. It's a surprise to y'all because y'all didn't believe me, you know? But for me, I knew I could do it and I believed that I could do it. I just needed the opportunity. That's all they say. I've been fighting. There's nobody's. What can they say now? Somebody tell me, what can you say now?
And that's where the frustration builds up. He feels like he's earned the right to choose his last fight. He doesn't owe anyone anything. And yet, all he's hearing from fans and the media is Boots, Boots, Boots.
So let me tell you something wild right now. I think Crawford should fight him right now if he's ever going to fight him. If he wants to, if Crawford has it in his mind to fight Boots, you might as well do it now. What did Floyd Mayweather do with Canelo Alvarez? Now Canelo was already an enormous draw, and that's the difference. Yeah. But he didn't wait till he got super old, and Canelo entered his prime. No, he got him right then.
Were we talking business right now? Because if you're Boots, right? And I guess the thing for Canelo is, Floyd made some good money there. Canelo had a nice following. Is there a super big following for Boots outside of just the boxing world?
That's what Matt's saying. The market is not that big.
I know, but what I'm saying is so the money was like, if I'm Crawford, would I jump out there and fight? Because Boots ain't no easy fight. Is the risk worth the reward? You know what I'm saying?
The answer right now is no.
I think Boots is probably a little bit bigger than we're giving him credit for commercially, especially after this performance. And I think if you fight Crawford, it would rise to a level. Mm-hmm. After Crawford's win over Canelo on Netflix, I think people do want to see this fight. Is it a mega fight? Maybe not, but I do think it's a very commercially viable fight.
So when he ran into Boots at that airport and Boots got on Bud's nerves, that was it. All that frustration came pouring out in one punch. From Jaron Ennis' perspective, though, it's different. He's been waiting for this moment. He's been watching the legends like Crawford, Spence, and Canelo hold the spotlight for years. Now, he's ready for his turn.
What about the Terence Crawford fight? I'm tired of answering questions about it. He already said millions of times that he not fighting me or looking my way, so I'm just tired of answering those questions, you know. And if a fight happened, it happened. You know, I wanted it to happen, but if not, yeah.
And what better way to take the torch than to beat the best in the world? Boots wants that crown. He knows that if he beats Terence Crawford, everything changes. He becomes the face of boxing overnight.
World-class Honda? What does he mean?
He said world-class fighter. I guess he's trying to say if you're a world-class fighter.
Sign a contract. Exactly, sign a contract. If he wanted to fight, he would have stayed at 47. He obviously said he said he wanted to move up and accomplish to be undisputed at 54 or something like that. So, yeah, he definitely did say that too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We ain't worrying about, right now we ain't worrying about Crawford. We're going to clean 147 now, and then we're going to move to 154. If he there and he got a belt, we coming after him. Simple as that.
And let's not forget, this isn't a matchup where he's just hoping for a miracle. Stylistically, this fight makes sense. They're both switch hitters. They both have insane timing, accuracy, and footwork. The question is, who's better at it? And that's what every boxing fan wants to find out.
A fight that makes a whole lot of sense, and a fight that stylistically will be, oh my goodness, is a fight between Terence Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis.
I don't think I think that's going backwards for Terence.
To that point, Jaron doesn't have the kind of accolades. He doesn't sell to the mass and all these. So this fight was perfect timing for both these guys.
The Vegas airport punch might just be the thing that finally pushes this fight into reality. See, up until now, it's been talk. People want the fight, fans begging for it. Crawford is staying silent. But after a public incident like this, after cameras catch Crawford throwing hands outside the ring, there's no going back.
What we know?
I know everything.
I don't know nothing. I'm trying to find out what I know. Enlighten me.
What you mean enlighten me? You for Devonese and you for me.
You jumped up out of my sanction body to go fight in the IBF. So what I know?
What you mean?
What you mean? What I mean? Would you rank that in the WBA or not?
Yo, it don't even matter. Yo,
all right, catch up, little homie. Catch up, then. If it don't matter, catch up.
Yo, he picked Ebenezer.
Catch up.
Ebenezer was way under.
You just said it don't matter. Catch up. I'm talking about before that.
He not about it. We already know he not about what he's talking about.
I'm not about what? I'm not about what?
You don't want to fight.
You said I'm not about what?
You don't want to fight.
Man, go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Fight. Right, go ahead.
You dreaming, man. You talking in your dreams,
don't
man.
Want to fight. Yo, we asked for that fight plenty of times, yo.
When?
Plenty of times.
What's plenty? When?
Man,
you front. You front.
If this fight happens, the stakes are insane. For Boots Ennis, this is his moment. This is his shot to prove he's not just the next Crawford. He wants to prove he's better than Crawford.
You have spent some time in Philly. You've worked with Bozy. You've worked alongside Boots. You saw the Spence. You saw the Crawford fight. Do you believe, because Boots has talked a lot about it, I know the sanctioning bodies have made him the mandatory now for Bud Crawford. Do you believe Boots Ennis is ready for Terence Bud Crawford?
For a fight, yes. You know, just because I know where his skill level's at. And it's about skill in there. You know what I'm saying? It's not always about who's the biggest puncher. Sometimes it's about just, having the skill and the ring generalship in there. So I do think he's ready to step in there with the best of the best. It's just a matter of time and when they'll give him a shot.
Let's not forget, this is the same Terence Crawford who beat Canelo Alvarez. Canelo, one of the most complete fighters in boxing history, couldn't figure him out.
I've never seen Canelo starting to kind of lose focus in the fight. He's wanting to touch gloves. It was almost like he wasn't locked in. We never really see that from him, because when you in the you in the Terence Crawford was in the I'll shake your hands after I'm done. That mean-spirited Canelo wasn't there.
It's not even his age, Kamaru. It's the fact that he's been pro since he was 15 years old. Canelo has been fighting professional for 20 years, bro. His love of golf. I mean, De La Hoya brought up a bunch of points. Sometimes people hate, but sometimes they know a little bit more than we do.
And when the fight ended, even Canelo himself said that Crawford is better than Floyd Mayweather. That's coming from a man who's fought both. So when you've got that kind of statement backing you, it's hard to blame Crawford for not wanting to risk everything against a young, hungry fighter like Boots. He's already solidified himself as one of the greatest of all time.
Thank you, GOAT, because you are the GOAT of this era. Terence Bud Crawford.
But that pride, that competitive fire, it's still there. And that's exactly why this brawl could push him into one last fight. The Las Vegas airport might have just given us the next big boxing rivalry. One punch, two eras, and an entire sport waiting for what comes next.
What's the fight, or who's the dance partner that makes Boots a star?
Right now, I don't even know anybody, for real, and anybody that got a big name.
Got
or a belt.
Got you. But there's no exact guy that you think about? Because I don't want to ask you, hey, this guy, that guy. I know you get those questions a lot. So if you had to say, hey, this is the guy I think, we would have a big fight, who would it be? Because it doesn't seem like the Crawford fight would happen. So what's that dance partner for you, Boots?
Yeah, like I said, anybody with the belts, or I don't know, maybe somebody at 154, one of the big names at 54.
Say less. Yeah. One last question.
Crawford versus Boots isn't just another fight. It's the fight that decides the future of boxing. Will the young lion finally take the throne? Or will the king remind everyone that there are levels to this game?
Just feel that Jaron Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. Obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy. And Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved, he's still very much in his prime.
So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.